All right, sweet. So here we are back in the shop. So there's been a slight change of plans. If you watched my video a couple of videos ago, you probably didn't, but that's cool. I was talking about how I'm going to go on this trip to Arizona, everything. I'm bringing the 350 and all that. Unfortunately, that's changed due to this. I broke my foot, multiple fractures. So I'm still going to Arizona because the main reason for me going down there was to visit my mom, so I'm still going to go do that. But I'm not going to bring the dirt bike. I was going to bring this guy right here. That's not going to happen now. But what we're going to do is we're going to work on the bikes. I'm still leaving for Arizona, but I'm not leaving for a couple of days. And I've got some parts to work on these two motorcycles. A lot of stuff to do to the 300 because we got the top end and a whole bunch of stuff on that shelf. I'll go through that in a second. And then on the 350, there's not really a whole lot to do to this. It's pretty much ready to go. Although I do need to calibrate the throttle position sensor again on it. I noticed it was saying 3% when it was at 0, but I can just do that with the mobile app. And then, as you can see, the plastics, that is different than that blue right there. That's because I stuffed the bike on some single track up at Riders Camp and I broke this fender shroud. So these are the Acerbis ones. These are aftermarket ones, and the blue's a different color and it doesn't match. So what I went and did is I went and I bought the side panels and the filter cover and all Acerbis blue. So give you an idea of what we're gonna do here is, I'm stuck on the license plate. So that's how it looks. Now I'm going to keep the front fender and the rear fender orange, but this number plate is going to now be blue. And then the other side plate and the filter cover on that side too. So let's go ahead and slap that stuff on. First thing we got to do is take off the seat. Oh, look how easy that came off. It's almost like I already took the bolts out for that or something. All right, so I cut the plastics on to the 350. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, now that piece is new. It's a little shinier than that part, but you know how it goes. And then if you look, and then this side also, obviously. So it looks pretty good. This should shut off here pretty soon. There it goes. That just shut off. I bumped the starter and that wakes up the Get ECU, and that allowed me to connect to the Wi-Fi module and recalibrate the TPS. I did it initially, but what I had done wrong initially was when I was done, you're supposed to hit update ECU before you back out of the app, and I didn't do that. So when I was messing around with the bikes the other day and I hooked up to the app, I saw that when I was at 0, it was still reading 3% throttle. I don't want that. I want it to read 0% throttle when the throttle's at 0%. So I went back in, recalibrated it, and put the plastics on the 350, so it's ready to go. This thing. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do on this. So to start with, we have a full top end kit right here. We've got piston, and we've got, yeah, the whole top end. There's the bearings, and then gaskets. Here's the decking tool for the power valve, Veritex piston. Whoa, jeez. God damn it, Chad. That's the B piston. I got this from Slavens, and then with the kit, I also got the easy clips for the piston pin. I don't think I brought it down here. It's still upstairs, but I also got a Motion Pro piston pin puller tool to help me pull out the piston. So we're going to do the top end on this bike, and then we're going to clean up the power valves and everything. But what I also got was for a starter inside here, there's 4 different collar bushings that the Bendix ride on and stuff, and I'm going to replace those and see if that helps free up the starter. Also pull the starter out because it's doing the thing where it kind of lags. It doesn't just it gallops. It doesn't just it goes and it shouldn't. That's a brand new starter. Well, it's not brand new. It's a year and a half old, and it's the 410 watt Arrowhead starter off of Rocky Mountain. So if its starter's bad, I'll get another starter and then see. But I just think the collar bushings might be part of the culprit. But I just want to get in there and inspect it. And what I think is going on is when I wash this thing, I think water gets in this and kind of messes with the starter. The way the starter sits, I don't think this is a good design. I think that's why they changed it. But anyway, that's going to get rebuilt. And then, like I said, I'm going to obviously to do the top end. You got to take the power valves out so it covers off. So I'm going to just take the whole power valve stuff apart and then just clean that all up. So with that said, what we're going to do, we're going to get the top end on this guy and get it ready for the summer. Since I have this broken foot and I really can't do any riding or anything, and I'm off of it for at least another month. It's been almost 2 weeks since it happened. I haven't posted the video of my crash where I broke my foot, although I do have footage of it, but I don't really know if I want to post it yet. It's just not fun to hear yourself really bummed because as soon as I hit the stump with my foot, I knew my foot was broken, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to work, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to go dirt biking in Arizona, which was my big plan. But I'm cool, whatever. That's life. You just kind of roll with the punches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity to rebuild the top end on the 300. I've never done a top end before, so this is going to be fun. I got all the tools, I got all the parts, and I got the time. I just got to do it. Yeah, so there it is. Got the bulk of the. Let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Nice. Hey, what's up? Got the bulk of the bike apart. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. It's kind of dirty. I can get all that gunk out of there. I got another filter to put on it. And then just the general like gunk everywhere. Take this opportunity to kind of like clean all of that stuff up. Wow, that light's really bright. We don't need that on, do we? That's better. And then, but with that said, I'm leaving for Arizona tomorrow. So I'm probably not going to, not tomorrow, but day after tomorrow. And it's cold down here in my shop, and I don't feel like really getting into this right now. So I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to procrastinate and put this off until I get back from Arizona to finish it. But it's really not that big of a job. There's just the top end, rebuild the power valves, which is just basically new O-rings and stuff, and clean it all up. I got the decking tool and everything to do that. Pretty excited about that. Take this cover off, and I got all these collar bushings to do the starter and stuff to get all that freshened up. But that's it. So it should be a pretty easy deal. But with that said, this is probably going to be it for a minute because like I'm going to be in Arizona. What I'm doing, if you watch my channel, so since I broke my foot and I'm not going to be bringing the bikes to Arizona, which was going to just be a ton of content, riding content anyways. I'm just trying to come up with other ways to do content, and this is one. I'm not really that good of a shop person. I'm not like a... But when I think about it, all of the bikes that I have, I've never taken them in. I've done all of the work, all of the maintenance, all of the repairs, everything myself. The only thing that I haven't done is rebuild the suspension on this. I brought that in and had somebody revalve it and spring it to my weight and everything, but that's it. Oh, and then one time I had somebody put tires on the DRZ, but I do tires now and everything by myself, so I might as well do this top end. And like I said, this is a 2016. It's carbureted. It's got Electron on it. I do have the stock carburetor that came with the bike, but it came with the Electron already on it, so I've just left it on there. I haven't had any issues with it. But yeah, that's my 300, 2016. Another couple little cool things about this bike. Might as well go over it while we're down here. Do a quick walkthrough on it. I have obviously my Trail Tech Voyager Pro mount, so I got the GPS on there, which I really don't need. I got a Trail Tech fan kit with a little temperature gauge right there. Came with the Recluse clutch. I put this little. I always put these little brake pad things on that step it back because my feet are small. And that helps my toes hit. I can ride on the balls of my feet, and I only got to like go that far forward to catch that. It's got tubeless tires in it, Shinko Cheaters 525Rs. Oh, and it's got the Recluse, right here, this guy, the Recluse rear handbrake too. So yeah, when you're riding this bike, there isn't much to do. You know, you're just riding along, and I don't even use the clutch. It's got a Recluse. You could use the clutch for like getting, it's just a blip to get over stuff, you know? But for the most part, I just ride with my finger on the brake. That's it, right there. That stops it. That much pull. It's awesome. Again, that rear brake and the Recluse clutch, that whole combination is pretty sweet setup, but not something I would pay money and put onto a bike. That came on this bike, but I'm not, why take it off? But on the 350, I would never do that to that bike. I say that, watch, I'll hurt myself, and I'll have to, my hand or something, I'll have to put a Recluse on that. But that bike, I'm not planning on ever doing that to that bike. And this is basically just so I can go do long trail rides, and with the little fatigue, it's light, it's 2-stroke, it's got an electric start, it's got the Recluse clutch, it's got the handbrake, it's got the tubeless wheel setup with the sticky tires. Why buy a new bike? You know, you think about it, you look at new bikes are so expensive and everything, and like, is it even worth it? If I took even 25% of the money it costs to a new bike and put it into this bike, I'm gonna be better off, I think. Man, if I took, like, think about it, like if I went and got like proper suspension parts, like Race Tech or whatever, and like sent the suspension out, had it built like factory suspension, that would be a sweet upgrade, you know? And that'd be, if you buy a new bike, I'd have to do the suspension, I'd have to do the tires, I'd have to put the handguards on it, and the skid plates, and the seat, and the radiator guards, and you know, you're just like, so. At the skill level I'm at, there's no need for me to buy a new bike, because this thing is absolutely easy to ride and a joy to ride. So much so, like, this is the bike that hurts me the most. I fall the most on this bike, and I think that's because it is the easiest bike. So what happens is you just get super confident on it. I go a little bit quicker on it, and I'll go up bigger hills and try to, you know, anyway, I will just try harder trails. We'll say it that way. We just do harder trails on this bike. If I want to scope out a trail, this is the bike I'm going to take. If I go to a riding area for the first time, if I'm not sure and it's single track and it's up in the mountains, this is the first bike I'm going to take up it. And a lot of times I take this bike up, and then, you know, I'm like, oh, that's great. And then the next time I go back, I bring the 350, because now I can cruise the fire roads and I can connect some of the single track and stuff. So this is kind of like the Scout bike, and then I'm just babbling now. But anyway, I'm off to Arizona in the next day or two. I don't know what type of content I can do down there. I'm just going to be sitting at my mom's on the couch with my broken foot, bringing my dog with me. We'll probably do a little sightseeing on the way down. And that's pretty much it. So for the time being, I'm just kind of going through a ton of I have so many old videos from this year. All of my ride footage, not all of it, I'd say, but a solid 70% of my ride footage I have from this year. So I'm just going through it, pulling out like 2 to 3 minute little sections of trails that I really liked, and just going to be uploading those until my foot's back in order and I'm back on the bike and giving some fresh content. But for right now, that's it. And thanks for watching. Subscribe.